Last one up, Ness.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like you should learn chamber. Bro, you're playing like a
I got a
crazy-
little aggressive there.
Yeah. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be coaching a Silver 3 Gold 1 Killjoy player, a Killjoy main. I don't think he only plays Killjoy, but as you can see from his profile picture, he plays Killjoy, so I'm going to go ahead and join. We could talk, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Oh, that's good. I'm kind of sleepy today, but that's okay. So, do you have any questions before you start? Or anything you want to talk about at all? About what you want to improve on, or what you think your kind of like core issues are currently?
I think my core issues probably are there's some aim issues. Like I think my aim is mostly okay, but I know that there's some things I can improve on with my aim, and then my game sense sometimes too isn't the best, but I feel like I've been improving on that a little bit more recently.
How long would you say you normally warm up for?
Usually about 10 to 15 before I do deathmatch.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, your aim seems pretty good. Like the way you're shooting, the way you aim. It's just like getting onto their heads is kind of the main thing I've seen so far.
Yeah, I don't like running high sensitivity, and I think that that is also part of the problem.
It could be for sure.
Yeah, 0.28 and around 800 DPI.
That's a pretty good sense. Especially if you prefer that. But the biggest sort of problem people run into whenever they play deathmatch is that they kind of play differently than whenever they're in a normal game. So
right,
that's kind of problematic for like how you actually play and like your consistency. So just make sure you're aware of that too.
Well, I made it to gold too, by
nice.
the way. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm at 50 out of 100.
This is your peak?
Yeah, this is my peak.
How do you feel about being in your peak?
I know I can go higher.
You kind of just have to respect Kitchen as Sage whenever you're playing defense.
Right.
But for this round, you can just play toward A, I think. Because it's really quite frequent for people to go A on Icebox. Since you're walling this, you don't really need to stay here. You can try to think where else you might want to go. You can go like Boiler, but your Jett's there.
Rotate A, since Raze is the only one there.
Yeah, good call. And you have utility to use there. You can call A here.
Up at A.
That's just unlucky. Like, yeah, you have to make it so they can't walk through it, but if you slant it, they can just break it more easily. I can explain it later. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, they're all A.
I really like this positioning. This is really solid. Could be B, but
just trying to watch the rotate.
Yeah, very good.
My team's handling the pressure, so I don't really have to do much.
Yeah. So she could be B. She probably isn't. Good job. Good job. Like, positioning's really good there. A lot of people, I don't know. Like, a lot of people just would not have done what you did there. Yeah, overall way you play is pretty smart. Like, pretty good. For this rank, especially.
It doesn't feel like it all the time, honestly. And I'm definitely not a Sage main. I play Sage. The only time I play Sage is on this map. So
yeah, that's completely fine. Like maybe you pick up Sage for one more map or something as well, because she is in the agent pool of the role that you kind of main.
Yeah. Not
here. Oh, potentially here. Good try. It's fine.
Got two there.
Yeah, you definitely could have done a little better, but it's all fine. If I play Sage, I'll literally hold my res the whole half.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time.
You want to play? Let's play.
Bro, you're playing like a crazy...
I got a little aggressive there.
Yeah. Like
just because we're like beating up on them.
No, yeah, I don't think it's bad. What I'm thinking is that you should play chamber. Like that's the style of play that that
Okay.
that indicates to me. Like if you have TP there, you go for that kill, TP out. You might walk down tube again.
Wait, they have a chamber? Holy shit.
This is free kill. Oh,
I'm so bad. That was 100% a free kill.
Good
I
try.
just crouched into that
no,
one.
yeah, it's fine. I really like the play though that you went for because you have your team right there to back you up.
Yeah.
You have the dart scanning, so you know there's not like 4
I think
people there.
If I do wall, I'll try to wall it like across this.
Yeah,
like,
good. That's
so
perfect.
right there.
Yeah, that's where you want to plant.
But I know sometimes it doesn't always work out in my favor.
That's where you want to go. It's that's like where you see Sage's wall in the highest level play usually. There's other things you can do though with the wall. So they might jump on the wall.
Last one up, Ness.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I feel like you should learn chamber. Like I feel like honestly I feel like your playstyle on Sage for this is kind of, it's not bad. Like I don't tell you it's not good and not to do it because most people in this rank are scared to do what you just did. You just told W. So good job. Let's call it a good kitchen here. I think it's a really good play.
Let's move up mid and let's like go through kitchen or something like that. See what we can get. I even impressed myself there a little bit.
Performing under pressure. You can walk. You don't have to now.
I don't see one in kitchen.
Yeah, let's just play site now. Let's play B. I know there's only 2 of them and it's Nico around, but good try, good try.
One walked up kitchen.
Good job.
Nice.
That's just simple.
Great.
That's just a very simple thing. I could tell after you got the second kill you wanted more.
Yeah, I got a
And
little hungry.
It's a habit that I still, you know, struggle with, especially if I play duelist. Like I always play duelist, so yeah. But that's a play you can go for sure.
Nice, GG's.
That was quite the game. I think you should aim train a little longer because you whiffed, not too much, but you definitely whiffed like a somewhat significant amount for me to like suggest that you warm up a little longer, just like 5-10 minutes more.
For sure.
A few of your slow orbs are a little aggro, but so is just like your whole play, like your whole play style of that game. Like I said, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I think just because you're playing Sage, you might want to play a little less aggro so you can heal your teammates whenever the time calls for it. Obviously, like again, that was a stomp, so it's not as important there, but not every game's a stomp. So,
Right.
I put don't slant kitchen. I meant like don't slant the wall.
Yeah.
The reason that is because if you think about walking up to next to a slanted wall, they can just break one segment and then sneak through the wall. Whereas if you place it straight, they have to break all 4 segments of the wall, which literally no one's gonna do. So,
That makes sense.
but yeah, you have to place it perfect, not perfect, but just so they can't get through. You can also peek, you can peek through that, by the way, through the wall if you plan.
I know Sage is one of those characters I kind of need to improve on Icebox, but usually I play smokes on Icebox more often than not.
How do you feel
Like,
about playing? How do you feel about playing smokes in general?
I feel okay about playing smokes.
Do you enjoy it? Like, do you feel like you're good on it?
Yeah, I feel like I'm decent on smokes. I'm not the greatest smoke player of all time, but I feel like the brim buff has kind of given new life to him. So I
Yeah,
him
for sure.
a little more, but I usually feel like I know how to smoke properly. Like I don't let him leak on a sites typically. And
Okay.
yeah.
No, I completely believe you. You're a pretty smart player from what we saw. So, the one thing I'm still just gonna push this a little bit, not too much if you are adamant on playing smokes, but I think playing more Sage and then also learning Chamber. And the only reason I say this is because you're a Killjoy main, so like most of your experience is on Killjoy, so we want to like harness that. But also, you can't play Killjoy on every map, and also your playstyle is again quite aggressive. So I think Chamber is a really good match for that, and your Sentinel playstyle. So positioning was good. Everything was good. Just work on the aim a little bit. Would you like me to open up an Icebox game?
Yeah, sure.
Killjoy is so good on this map is because her ult is just really good everywhere. That's one. Also, her turret can cover a lot of stuff that like you just don't need to worry about anymore after you place it. So the first really good turret that comes to mind, I just know this because I hate playing against it. This right here, this is like, this covers so much. Like this covers all of this, and then say for example you have your setup over here or whatever. This is a small area. This is where I see Killjoys play most often is toward B. We can look at A as well, but the reason this is so good is because you have like, I don't know, you do your just normal Killjoy things here, right? Pretty standard. And you have this turret. So this turret watches over here.
Right.
Yes.
Watches arcade, so
Yes, they can kill it, but like you know that they're there if they kill this, and then that's probably gonna scare them off a little bit. It's gonna make them a little more apprehensive to push unless they're just trying to full push. Also, you have this. I don't know if you know about this, but under here.
Right, you can ult under there. Yeah.
Yeah, this is look at this.
Yeah,
this is just everything. Like they can't do anything if.
Like I've played Killjoy on this map, but like it's just not been a lot.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So
I feel like I've watched enough games to kind of like I get the sense. I just need to play her more on the map, honestly.
yeah, for sure. The reason you can even do this on defense as well. Like you can come under on defense, then as they're pushing. Also, you could probably just put this up here, huh? Yeah, it's pretty good as well. So it's kind of hard for Killjoy to be bad on this map. You can have like mollies all over here.
Recalling my boss.
Just take a quick glance at A. Actually, what questions do you have for me about this map, if any? Like, where do you feel like you struggle normally?
This map is weird because
It is
obviously
very weird.
it's a circle.
Yeah.
So I feel like whenever I play comp, most of the times our team, like the team that I'll be playing with, they struggle with like the, people can play at four corners of the map kind
Yeah,
of deal.
yeah.
Over aggress and push out to like let's say there's a bunch of noise on B, but then you have some random person that goes dish.
Yeah.
And he kind of like pushes out dish and gets caught out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what do you normally play on this map?
So Brimstone, I've played more recently on this map. I used to play a bit of Viper on this map.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. And if I ever play unrated, I usually just play Chambers so I can learn him better.
Yeah, Chamber's really good on this map. Brimstone's also very good. So like those are all good picks. Just think about what you want to become consistent with. Also, a better way you can think about this map, since it is a big circle, it probably feels kind of confusing sometimes, like what you should defend maybe. So you can look at it like this. This is where the attackers spawn, right? In your rank, silver/gold currently. People naturally, whenever they spawn here, they're not going to take the ropes. They're going to go either over here or over here to the right.
Right.
So you can prioritize stacking A main and B main and just kind of like put your util, if you're playing Killjoy there, put your smokes here. Basically just expect them to come here. And usually what happens in high ranks, people lurk on these sides. So if you're splitting B, you might have two people arcade. It's kind of rare to have two people go dish unless it's like just a cheese round or something. But you might have one person lurking up dish, so definitely prioritize these two areas whenever you're defending. And naturally, that also means that these areas are a little easier to attack from as well. There's just like a lot of, you have a lot of kind of potential to work with. And whenever you're attacking over here, it's much easier to come out this way than it is to get through arcade, especially if you just have like a single turret that's right here and has it all guarded. So, but if you're chamber, yeah.
Like, I feel like Chamber is so strong on this map because you can just place your alarm bots. Like, you could go play B or something like that, and then you could just go place your alarm bots A and just...
Yeah. Like, if you could put... there's so many places you can put them.
Yeah.
Like, I could just ping some of them. Here, like over here. I don't even know. It's kind of hard to put bad ones, honestly. Even drop one up here somewhere. Yeah, like... Peeking over here, also it's dependent on the game. I'm sure you know that more than I do even, because people swap around. So like on chamber, you want to put trips in different spots sometimes just to kind of get information in different areas. But whenever, if you're playing chamber here, you can literally just op this and then TP out. And
Yep.
I feel like you wouldn't be scared to do that just from the game we watched, which is really good. So also you can, that's really common by the way. People do peek this a lot, not only just with ops, but just like a vandal. And so if you're playing chamber, you can do that with your sheriff. Over here, you can peek main. Again, think about it like this. This is where people are gonna come from majority of the time. Sometimes in silver, maybe they do something really weird, or in gold or whatever. They might hard push these sides, but it's less likely because again, they spawn here. The easiest course of action is for them to just go these sides here. So you can also operate here.
Yeah, I've played quite a bit of games too where people just straight up default, and the defense gets punished for it sometimes because they like to over aggress and push out.
Yeah,
to like,
yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, you push out your dish, you push out your mains.
It's
or
not always
whatever.
bad actually. Like, but I think if they're doing that, it is kind of bad. So, but you should definitely not really on your agents, but like a duelist should try to get behind over here, flank maybe. Because again, this is a massive circle. You can get to any part of the map from any part of the map. Well, I guess that's true of every map, but like especially on this map since there's a big circle. Also, you can ask to fight, and if you have like a breach, try to take advantage of his abilities and ask him to like flash this. You can kind of like peek this, play with your TP, your chamber. The good thing is probably right here because I know for sure that I like to come out here whenever. Actually, I don't. You don't need this. You can just. What am I saying? You can just put this because if you hear the door open, you can just pop this.
Right.
So you don't really need the alarm bot. Yeah, I'd probably do like setups here since this is like the main choke.
Well, how do you best go about like dealing with like toxic teammates? Because I get them sometimes, but I feel like staying consistent with like my communication kind of helps most of the time. Like I feel like if I'm making call outs, then they'll actually start making call outs.
Yeah, no, that's correct. So the way that I approach it is if in, like we said, in the agent select menu, like they're toxic already and you have just an intuition that it's not going to be a good game or a good time.
Right.
Or it's going to like hinder your team's performance to communicate well or win or whatever. Just dodge, take the dodge, even if you get a little penalty. It doesn't really matter in my opinion. It's worth. It's kind of like why the dodge feature exists. Also, you can dodge for other reasons, but if you're already in the game and then they're starting to be toxic or rude or whatever, what you can do is if it's really that bad, you can mute them. Depending on like how toxic they are, sometimes I'll be like, all right, I mute this guy. I'm gonna keep talking. You don't even have to say that. You can just mute them and then pretend like you don't even have to like tell your team that you muted them, and just continue calming like like it's a normal game.
Right.
Because like that's way better in my opinion than having. I think it's just objectively it's better than having them, having negative energy coming into you like throughout the whole game. Obviously some teammates are worse than others. Sometimes it's just every few rounds. Sometimes it's literally every tiny little thing a teammate picks up. Like they just, like for whatever reason, that's just how it is that game. So like for that person, I would definitely mute. Some people I give more chances than others depending on how like I'm feeling. Sometimes you might try to talk them down from it. I don't know if that's who you are. Like for me, that's something I might consider, but some days I just don't feel like putting up with that. So just muting them. Sometimes I need to mute my whole team because that's how I personally like focus, but I understand like you want to calm with your team. You want to get comms from them. So it's kind of situational. Depends on how you're feeling. How do you feel about muting like one person though? Does that sound like something you've done before or?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like if they're not giving out necessary comms, or if they're just like, saying stupid shit, then I'll just mute them typically.
Yeah, I think so. Like one problem, it's kind of minor. It doesn't happen too much, but sometimes whenever you mute someone that's toxic, and they're just toxic to like everyone on the team, people that you haven't muted will continue arguing with them, and they'll still be in your ear. So you can that's when I would ask you could say all right, I mute this guy. Can we mute them if you want to win? If not, then I would just mute all of them and just continue calming like you didn't mute them. It's kind of funny. It sounds funny, but I do this sometimes. So
Watching this.
yeah, yeah. So that's how I approach that usually, especially in if I'm just having a bad day, I don't put up with people. I just mute them because I still know that I can hard carry.
Right.
But yeah. Okay. Anything else?
I think that's all I had.
Okay, perfect. I think you're, like I said, I think you're gonna hit Plat pretty soon. But yeah, again, if you have any other questions, I think the primary things you should look at are look to improve your aim by a good amount. Just for like maybe a week or a couple weeks until you feel you'll be able to feel your aim improve. I guarantee you will after you aim train a little bit more and remain consistent with whatever you're doing. Also, your agent pool, I like what we talked about. I like the agents you're playing. I think focusing more on like Sage and Chamber, especially Chamber, but I think the occasional like smoke or controller is also completely fine. So, but try to stick generally to one if you can. So
yeah, usually the people I play with, like typically one of my friends goes Brimstone. They're more of a Brimstone main, so like I can usually just go Sentinel, and then very rarely if I need to go Duelist, I will go Duelist, and usually those games can go okay because I know I can play a little more aggressive.
Yeah, for sure, it makes complete sense. So I kind of like the idea as well. If you're going Duelist, like Duelist, I don't know, like on the occasion, it sounds like it would work because you're aggressive potential, we could say. So yeah, just hit me up with any other questions. I'm gonna probably edit this. Might be up tonight or maybe tomorrow morning. We'll see how I'm feeling, but yeah.
All right, sounds good.
All right, you have a good day. Thanks for.
Thank you. You too.
Yep. All right. Peace.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy. That was actually a very fun time to coach. If you guys would like to be coached, message me on Discord. If you guys have any questions about anything you saw in the video or just anything in general, let me know and I will respond. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe and peace.